It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Nerdvengers, it is Josh, and this is your Nerdy News Rundown for Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. Today's top story, all about Doctor Strange 2, crazy revelations coming out in a big scoop from the Illuminati. We want to get into that in just a minute, but first, a few updates surrounding the massive story that broke yesterday, all about AT&T, Warner, HBO being merged with Discovery, or at least its assets being put into a new company, which was going to be combined with Discovery. Now, again, when it comes to this story, most of the audience here and most of the people in the nerdy world are really only worried about what is going to be happening with the DC properties and, you know, a few other things like maybe Game of Thrones, which was also mentioned along with the trinity of DC characters by David Zaslav in an interview yesterday. I want to show you just a little clip from that here.
The greatest IP, the most iconic IP, you know, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Now, in addition to that being mentioned a lot on nerdy subreddits and in nerdy Twitter, just talking about how, wow, this guy gets it, that the very valuable IP of the Trinity of the Justice League is the iconic stuff. Maybe we'll stop getting Birds of Prey freaking movies and get back to doing Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman movies. But on top of that, there came the immediate move of Denis Villeneuve's Dune movie going from a same day and date release from HBO Max in theaters to now just going exclusively to theaters when it releases. There was a lot of indication yesterday from Zaslav and just a lot of people reporting about the story in the trades and various other places online that this new company was going to be very much focused on giving control back to creatives in being very responsible with its business dealings with talent and creatives. Seems to almost be a sort of direct shot across the bow or sort of a referendum on a lot of the bad things that have been surrounding Warner Brothers in the PR sense. Some of the Ray Fisher stuff, the Zack Snyder stuff. And so if you're a big Zack Snyder fan, if you're a fan of the Snyder Verse, you could see this as sort of hope that maybe they will indeed, you know, be creative focused and therefore then go with something like Zack Snyder's vision for possible sequels to his Justice League. Who knows? We don't know for sure, but there is also this indication that this new company plans to spend $20 billion a year in developing content for at least the next couple of years. That is already way more than both Disney and Netflix currently spend on content. So they are definitely bringing a lot of money to the table and developing content. So a lot of DC and Snyder fans are like, hey man, maybe this is finally it. Maybe this is what we've been waiting for. Again, we don't know for sure, but it's a little hint of possible positivity with regards to the future of not only the Snyder Verse, but just DC projects in general. Getting back to the basics, getting back to these big core characters, and letting creatives make the decisions here. I think it's a recipe for success. Wanted to update you on that. And now let's talk about massive updates around Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. A lot of rumors swirling around this movie. I think next to Spider-Man 3, it's probably the film that has the most bizarre rumors, and it obviously tying in to the multiverse itself and having Wanda Maximoff a part of it already sets it up to be very, very crazy. But this new report, an exclusive coming from the Illuminati, ties two separate rumors that had already existed for the film together and says that they are very much true and indicates a certain plot point of the film. Potential spoilers here. If you don't want to know anything about Doctor Strange 2, click off of this video, although I'm sure in some ways it's already sort of teased in the thumbnail or you've already seen it teased out on Reddit. If you don't want the full picture, maybe get away. I would say this has like a 75-80% chance of being true. The Illuminati seems pretty reputable to me, and a lot of other people out there that I consider good in the space of scooping and insiders have come out to sort of corroborate this report as well. And the report is that Shuma Gorath will not only be in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness, but he will be the primary villain of the film, and he's coming after America Chavez, who will also be a very important part of the movie. Now, both of these things existed as rumors before. We actually talked about the possibility of Shuma Gorath coming into the MCU, likely being connected to Doctor Strange 2. That was in a video we did last week. We've also reported multiple times on the many, many rumors that America Chavez is going to be in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. Now, one of the main reasons the America Chavez character is brought into this film is seemingly because of new abilities she has in the comics of being able to punch through different realities and go from one universe to another within the multiverse simply using her sort of punches that then open these star-shaped portals. She basically has crazy multiverse level powers, and according to this new report from the Illuminati, she's going to be the thing that Shumagorath is after, because if he gets a hold of her using her powers, he will be able to take over the multiverse completely. Okay, so a couple of things to take away from that. First of all, Shumagorath going to be the main villain of Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Let's freaking go! I mean, we, again, talked about these rumors before, but I didn't know maybe he was going to just pop up in some film, be a, sort of a afterthought in Doctor Strange 2, but no, it would appear he's going to be the big bad. That is freaking awesome. I can't wait to see what he looks like in live action. Gonna be pretty scary, I'm sure. On top of that, this character going after America Chavez specifically to get her powers to then take over the multiverse means America Chavez has a meaningful part of the film, which is cool. Also just shows the full scope of the crazy plan that Shumagorath likely has, and the fact that, yeah, Strange is going to need to enlist his own sort of group of sorcerer-like Avengers to be going through the multiverse trying to shut this down. However, this does bring in some interesting questions. We do know that Wanda Maximoff is going to be in this movie, and she's also prophesized in the Darkhold to be the being that ends the universe. I originally thought when Shumagorath was brought up as a villain, even rumored last week, that this might mean he would replace the character of Scython or Chthon from the comics, and this character, Shuma, would be the one that created the Darkhold and knew about the prophecy of Wanda Maximoff. Wanda being a Nexus being, or possibly being a Nexus being that is teased out in her own show, also made her a candidate, in my opinion, to be the general crux of what a dark entity would be looking for in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. But now it appears that it's going to be America Chavez. But is this to throw us off the scent? Or is the story of the Darkhold and Wanda not connected to Shumagorath and connected to something larger that we will see take place after Doctor Strange? We just got rumor the other day that Wanda is apparently going to show up in the Midnight Suns project alongside Doctor Strange, and that's obviously going to take place after Doctor Strange 2. So maybe the Darkhold and the Scarlet Witch prophecy aspect of Wanda is going to be teased out for a long, long time. But either way, if this new report is to be believed, Shumagorath is in as the main baddie for Doctor Strange 2, and what he's really after is America Chavez. I want to know what you guys think about this report and the speculation in the comments section below. Make sure you're checking out the live streaming channel. I'm sure we'll be talking about this on the morning stream tomorrow or one of the evening streams coming up over there. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and the live streaming channel. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.